Hello, dear viewers, and welcome to this very special episode celebrating Eid al-Adha, or the Greater Bayram, or the Feast of the Sacrifice here on Nile TV International. Let's celebrate the feast by seeking happiness and enjoying the beauty of Egypt and its tourist destinations. The festive atmosphere in Egypt is always marked by prayers, family and friends gatherings, charitable activities, and of course a lot of outings, a lot of going up and celebrating the beauty of our country. So tonight, along with our dear guest Rana Ihab, a researcher at the Faculty of Archaeology, we will shed light on how tourists as well, not just Egyptians, can participate in the local customs, in our traditional Egyptian cuisine, and witness the country's vibrant festivities, creating a great atmosphere here in Egypt. A very good evening to you, Rana, and happy Eid, and thank you for being with us.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure to be in Nile TV.
Thank you, Rana, very much. And Rana, dear viewers, allow us first to watch this report about Eid al-Adha, or the Greater Bayram, or the Feast of the Sacrifice, and then come back and start our episode.
Eid al-Adha, also known as the Feast of Sacrifice, is one of the most significant holidays in Egypt. This festive occasion presents a unique opportunity for Egypt to enhance its tourism sector by leveraging the cultural, historical, and religious significance of the holiday to attract visitors from around the globe. Egypt, with its rich tapestry of history, culture, and natural beauty, is ideally positioned to capitalize on the influx of tourists during Eid al-Adha. The country's iconic landmarks across the state offer a real draw for tourists. Additionally, Egypt's vibrant cities like Cairo and Alexandria provide a blend of ancient heritage and modern attractions, catering to diverse tourist interests. During Eid al-Adha, Egypt can showcase its unique Islamic heritage, from historic mosques such as Al-Azhar and Sultan Hassan to the bustling bazaars and traditional festivities. By promoting these experiences, Egypt can appeal to tourists seeking both spiritual and cultural enrichment. Egypt organizes special events and tours during Eid al-Adha, such as guided visits to religious sites, cultural performances, and various festivals. These events can be marked internationally, highlighting Egypt's unique blend of history, culture, and hospitality. Collaborating with travel agencies, airlines, and media can amplify these efforts, ensuring that Egypt's promotional campaigns reach a broad audience. Feasts like Eid al-Adha offer several advantages for promoting tourism. Firstly, they attract not only domestic tourists but also international visitors who are drawn by the cultural and religious significance of the celebrations. Secondly, the festive season encourages extended stays and increased spending, benefiting the local economy. Lastly, showcasing Egypt during such vibrant and meaningful occasions enhances the country's image as a welcoming and culturally rich destination. Eid al-Adha presents a golden opportunity for Egypt to boost its tourism sector. By highlighting the country's historical sites, cultural richness, and festive traditions, Egypt attracts a diverse array of tourists, fostering economic growth and enhancing its global tourism brand. Through strategic marketing and organization and special events, Egypt ensures that Eid al-Adha becomes one of the cornerstones of its tourism promotion efforts.
Happy Eid once again, and we are here with our dear guest in the studio, Rana Ihab, the researcher at the Faculty of Archaeology. So Rana, Eid is always very special in Egypt, be it the lesser Bayram, Eid al-Fitr, or the greater Bayram, Eid al-Adha, all festivals really in Egypt, Easter, Shem al-Nisim, or whatever, Egypt loves to celebrate. Tell us about how Eid al-Adha, or the Feast of the Sacrifice, is like here in Egypt.
Actually, I want to speak the first thing I would love to shed the light on the cuisine of Egypt, which is very, very important. And we are celebrating because of the food. This is a very, very important thing, because when we are with our families, with our friends, gathering together, we need to eat. So the most important thing, or the dish we are sitting around that give us a special taste. So even we did this kind of cooking during all the year, but we wait, especially or we prepared ourselves, do not eat this kind of food before 2 months, because it's Eid, so we will
You're
eat
talking about fatta specifically,
exactly.
fatta with meat. Yeah.
Exactly. Fatta is the most famous thing in Egypt during Eid al-Adha, and its components is a rice, a fried bread, and meat with a special sauce. So Egyptian wait for this. After the saluting, the cattle, the cows, or whatever, they taking their a kind of meat, special kind of meat, and doing it with fatta. And actually, we are starting our Eid with the praying. The Muslims are starting with the praying at the beginning. Then they are doing to salute their cattle. Then we eat the liver, especially in the breakfast. Then we start to prepare for sharing the meat with the people, our families, the poor people, the people who need to eat the meat. Then we are starting to eat our dish, gathering with the family, and start to eat this kind of food. So the festival in Egypt, in Eid al-Adha, is very special. Even as in Arabic or the Muslim countries around us, they didn't have this kind of food. Each country doing its festival with their own traditions, but you will hear all the people in the Arabic countries, they want to eat the Egyptian fatta, like what the Egyptian done. So actually we are an idol for them for eating different kind of food, or special, very famous special kind of food during Eid al-Adha. So we are
cuisine.
Exactly, cuisine. So we are starting with the first day doing that. In the second day we are starting to sharing the meat of our cattle with all the people around us. And the Egyptian especially love Eid al-Adha because the Prophet Ibrahim, when he sacrificed with his son Ismail, and actually his mother is Hajar, and she is Egyptian. For this reason, Egyptian people have a special touch with this Eid, especially because they remember Hajar, which is a very important lady for the Muslims, and she is Egyptian. And here is the point why we care about this festival especially.
Indeed, and of course God, or Allah, saved Prophet Ismail, the son of Prophet Ibrahim, peace be upon them, who had adhered to the command of Allah, and thus God rewarded him by saving his son Ismail. And we Muslims celebrate this occasion every year all around the world. It's definitely very special, Rana, the scene of the prayer in Egypt and in all Muslim countries, the Eid prayer itself, especially when the children, the very young boys and girls are in huge numbers, all scattered all around the country, and they go out and have their fireworks and play with the balloons and with footballs and you know, the streets are vibrant from the very early hours of the morning, always in Eid in Egypt.
Yes, actually before the day before Eid, you will find the Egyptian didn't sleep. This is completely true. So you will feel at the midnight, okay, the people should be in their houses, but actually it's not, because all the people in the street celebrating, all the lights are still turned on, all the shops and the coffee shops each street in Egypt here celebrated by doing their kind of festival, gathering together, hanging out with their friends, and this is referring for something very important, that Egypt is completely safe. So if you're spending your day starting from the midnight a day before till the morning of the day of Eid, that means the people love being in the street, everything going in the safe side, people gathering again and doing what they want in case of playing different kinds of things like a football, watching movies, going to the shopping and all of that. Yes, this is the mood of festivals here in Egypt.
Sleepless.
Actually,
sleepless. I mean, Egyptians go for days without sleep during Eid times. Yeah.
Exactly. And also, when we are searching during the photos that we take for the people who praise in Al-Eid, you will find people asking especially, where is the children of Egypt? They are praying because their happy face, their clothes for Eid and everything related to them, you find people searching especially for the Egyptian. They have a different touch and everything. Decorate the mosques after the ending the prayer. You will find the scene of the balloons everywhere. You will find the people, the Egyptian people, the elder giving the younger different kind of chocolates,
and money.
This is the most important thing. But you know, as Egyptian here, we said, okay, this is Eid for meat. So we didn't take this money. We eat meat and we sharing the meat. So they care more just the kind, but for sure, if you have a strong boy or strong girl, she will take it from you.
Sure. So Rana, tourists who are visiting Egypt during Eid times will be witnessing very special times. What's your advice for them to best enjoy Eid times in Egypt?
Actually, because we are in the summer season now, so it's the perfect place that you can go during the Eid, going to the shores, going to the sea. So the most famous, as we have in our report, Cairo and Alexandria. So Cairo, visiting the archaeological sites there and the museum, it's completely prepared for you in the summer, and you will find drinks to continue your tour in a good way, and for sure to Alexandria. And now we have a verses of places and archaeological sites, museums to visit in Alexandria, and it will be amazing. And for sure you didn't have to miss the Mediterranean Sea and the amazing of Mediterranean Sea in the hot season, in the hot time of the summer. You will find the Mediterranean Sea is completely cold sea. So this is a very something very special in the Mediterranean, in Alexandria especially. And you will find, according to the people or the domestic tourism, you will find the Egyptian going to Alexandria, going to Sharm el-Sheikh or Hurghada to celebrating Eid and the vibes of Eid with the sea, especially we are in the hot season or in the summer season.
Indeed. But Rana, are there specific cultural or religious events during Eid al-Adha that are promoted to tourists or presented to tourists?
Yes, for sure. When you visit any of our Egyptian museums, you will find they are doing a kind of temporary museum or temporary expression to show you how the salute, how giving people, how the charity life in Egypt started before thousands of years ago. So actually, again, the festivals, Egyptian and till nowadays, we love the vibes of festivals so much. So we have a lot of festivals in ancient Egypt. It's showing you how the people are starting to doing their celebration from thousands of years ago till today. You will find the movement of the things, the capacity of the museums in that time, not only from foreigners but also from the Egyptian, because they know how to love their culture. They found any special time or any special place to go to understand more about their culture, about their museums, and so on. So they feeling happy when they seeing a different or a special place to showing them how the Egyptians celebrated before thousands of years ago.
So what are some, Rana, of Egypt's historical sites that are integrated into Eid al-Adha celebrations for tourists?
Actually, the Egyptian Museum in Tahrir and the Islamic Museum, the Islamic Art Museum also, for sure the Civilization or Namek Museum that we have when we have our mummies there, and the special thing that we also caring about the children and also caring about giving them an information about Egypt. So most of these places here in Cairo and in Alexandria, for sure, we have fantastic places. The Greek Museum now it's opened its doors for all the people, and you will listen and see the history of the Alexandria, how it was started, how the Egyptian, how different ages come in those places, and they still have the meaning of it. And also we have many places in Alexandria and Cairo that you can hanging out. So actually 4 days is not enough to finish all the places here in Cairo and the places in Alexandria. And also because of the summer season, you will find everything is prepared in the open archaeological sites. So the shadow places, it's giving to you the water and the juice every time, because it's a kind of high temperature, and you will not spend all the day or all the time under the sun. And especially in Europe, they are the tourists are coming from Europe, they love the summer, they love the sun of Egypt. And actually we're taking our power from the sun of Egypt. So for that reason we can build the pyramid once a day. So it's very, very important to have a vitamin D from the sun, but for sure you have to take your cap and your umbrella and drink a lot of water in the open archaeological sites.
Indeed, indeed. Rana, I'm sure that Eid times in Egypt are also very special for Arabs in general and Muslims from other countries, because Egypt has that special taste. So tell us about Arab tourism and tourism from non-Arab Muslim countries in Egypt during Eid times.
Actually, they started to choose their, we call this time in Egypt, it's a red season, because it's full of people who want to see how Egyptians celebrating and their Eid. And because Egyptian people in general, they are very, very kind people and familiar. I'm not saying that because I'm Egyptian, but if you're going in the streets of Cairo, you will find a warm welcoming from anybody. They offer to you to drink, to eat, without taking money for you, just because you are in Egypt. So they're kind, and they're sharing with the others, sharing their life with the others, make people feel they are safe, they are in their home. That actually, we have an idiom here in Egypt, we say all the time, feel like you are in a home, because actually Egypt, it's a home for all the tourists, for all the anybody come from outside Egypt, and they feel good with the Egyptian. The relations with the Egyptian is very, very strong. Egyptian people love them, offer to them anything they need. Also talking about the culture, you have a varieties for the sites, cultural sites, natural sites that you can visit all the time and everywhere. So that's thing what the Arabs and the people love to looking for here in Egypt. If we are talking about any Arabic tourist here, he will say, I didn't want to back to home because I love the vibes in Egypt here. So that's what make Egypt special.
All right, Rana, dear viewers, a break here in our program. Let's listen to this Eid song and then come back. Let's celebrate. Thank you, dear viewers, for staying with us back here in the studio with Rana Ihab, a researcher at the Faculty of Archaeology. So, Rana, tell us, what are your personal strongest memories when it comes to Eid al-Adha in specific?
Actually, just remembering when we are doing our salute for the cattle, and we start giving the meat for the people. This is the most amazing thing in Al-Eid, when the people happy for sharing with them, when the relatives know that you didn't forget them, and giving them the meat from your sacrifice thing. So all of this smiling and facial expression you will never forget. This is the most strongest memory in this time, when you make a happiness in the people's face. So I still remember the expression, still remembering the people when they are coming to me and giving me just small candies and amazing things. So yes, this is the happiest moment in Al-Eid. For me as a child, this is the most significant thing from my memory, actually.
Okay, wonderful. So tell us, Rana, about the marketing strategies that Egypt used to highlight Eid al-Adha or other feasts here in Egypt.
Actually, we are going in very straightway directions and different directions at the same time. So if we are just not targeting the Muslims or the Arab countries, we are also targeting all the world to be in Egypt, especially with the modern cities that we have, like New Alamein city, which is we are starting the festival of the New Alamein cities nowadays in the summer. People going to discover this just a new cities, falling off also a culture, and we have a museum and historical places inside, enjoying with the luxurious of the hotels, of the serving, of the people there. So this is a kind of different marketing strategy that we are sharing our new cities, or the fourth generation cities with the people. For sure, with the for the Arabs and for the Muslims, we are targeting enjoying with the mosques here in Egypt, enjoying with the culture and the stories and the programs, even the TV show programs that talking about Eid in Egypt, how the sense from the Islam sharing their ideas, how it's important for all the people to live in peace, and this is just a one Eid for a few days. All the people, or the Muslims, all the Arabic countries say yes, this is the time. So just living in peace, just living and sharing our good things together. So we are playing in that, and we are playing in a different thing to sharing or to invite all the people from all the world to see how the culture, how the beauty of Egypt in general. So all of that we are working in different marketing strategy in this place. And also some people loving to going because yes, we are in the summer season, and in the summer season that we call that as a term the naked sky. You can see the stars, different kind of plants at that time. So we are doing groups for stargazing. We have most fantastic two deserts here in Egypt, and the Valley of Wheels in Al Fayoum. And Valley of Wheels actually one of the recorded heritage natural places and the UNESCO, in the World Heritage List and the UNESCO. So this is very, very important thing. This is going to lead a different kind of tourism type that we are focusing in, that astronomy tourism. Millions of people around the world love to doing that. So
Absolutely,
we have this in Egypt in two places, and as I mentioned, the Valley of Wheels, and also in the White Desert, the most amazing deserts in all the world, enjoying with the safari, taking the lectures there with our modern telescopes everywhere, so that you can see the stars, that you can see actually the heritage place of the Valley of Wheels, when we can see the transaction of from the wheels, how they are living in the earth normally, and the stage they are going deep to the water. So this is the only place in all the world that shows this kind of transaction in Egypt. safaris, camps. We can doing all of that. So we are targeting and we are searching for a different types for tourism for the people. It's not located. It's not generally to found it in any other place in our world. I'm not just saying about Africa. It's in all the world. So that in summer is very, very important, and we are marketing this, and we are working to make a different tourism types for anything you need, any type of tourism you need in Egypt, you can find it. Talking about the varieties of the tourism, talking about how Egypt is safe nowadays to spend your time in Sinai, in Lower Egypt, in Alexandria, in El Fayoum, even in Siwa. If you are crazy with the desert and safari and love to see the special kind of sand in Siwa that people come from around the world to just bury themselves to make a healing and to take a relaxation and just a kind of sand in Egypt. So all of that as a varieties. So if you want to going to another special things, you can go through cruises in the Nile River. It's also a kind of tourism that you can go from the Nile River through the Nile River from Cairo to the south of Egypt to Aswan, and during your journey you will pass on the most important archaeological sites, Bani Hassan, the amazing tombs in the mountain. You stop there and you're going to Kalabsha, you're going to Aswan, you're going to Fil. All of those places you will really enjoying in Egypt in the summer season. So for sure we have the two seas, the Red Sea with the amazing of sea water, how you found another completely life from the fishes, from the different seas of Egypt. Also spending many days in Ras Muhammad, the things that are natural places under the authority of Egypt. So you will really enjoy it with such amazing activity.
Thank you for taking us through this tour, Rana, very much. I enjoyed it, really. Let's watch another report now here in the program, as tourism is one of Egypt's engines of growth, really, a key engine for growth.
Egypt, known as the cradle of civilizations, has long been one of the world's most popular tourist destinations. The country offers an unparalleled blend of historical richness, cultural diversity, and natural beauty, attracting millions of visitors each year. From the ancient wonders of the pharaohs to the modern vibrancy of the cities, Egypt's magic of timeless and multifaceted, no doubt, that tourism is one of the country's energy of growth, and so reinvigorating and boosting the sector is the key of modernizing the society and connecting it to and catching up with the rest of the world. Global views and attitudes about Egypt are a determinant of the country's popularity as a tourist destination. A growing number of foreign articles testify to the progress being made by the Egyptian tourist industry, offering news and researches on different aspects of the tourist industry. The World Economic Forum, in its recently released 2024 report, ranked Albania, Tanzania, Indonesia, Egypt, and El Salvador as being among the most improved developing nations for enabling travel and tourism development since 2019. It's worth mentioning that the World Economic Forum is a think tank famed for its annual meetings in Davos and is known as a leading resource on various global economic indicators. The World Economic Forum found that in 2023, Egypt hit a tourism record of 14.9 million visitors, a figure that Egypt's Ministry of Tourism plans to double by 2028. Of course, the launch of Ras Al Hikma development project on the north coast and the forthcoming opening of the Grand Egyptian Museum will draw many more tourists to Egypt. Egypt's hospitality is another significant key factor in its appeal to tourists from all over the world. The warmth and friendliness of the Egyptian people enhance the visitor experience, making tourists feel welcome and valued. The country's tourism infrastructure is well developed, with a wide range of accommodation options from luxury hotels to budget-friendly hostels, catering to all types of travelers. Egypt's popularity as a tourist destination is well deserved. Its unique combination of historical grandeur, cultural richness, and natural beauty, complemented by modern attractions and warm hospitality, ensures that it remains a top choice for travelers from around the world.
Welcome back, dear viewers. Rana, museums certainly are an important destination during Eid times as well. Tell us about that and about the latest news from GEM, the Grand Egyptian Museum, as the world is awaiting its official inauguration.
Yes, we're just finishing most of the things in the Grand Egyptian Museum. We're just waiting for the announcement from the government on the day of the mega opening for the Grand Egyptian Museum. For millions of time till the end of many other years, we will say the Grand Egyptian Museum is the greatest museum that holds the ancient Egyptian history in all the world, actually in all universe nowadays. So the design of the Grand Egyptian Museum, the objects that we have inside the Egyptian Museum, the way of the showcases and the labels, everything especially amazing. You feel like you are traveled through the time, to the ancient Egyptian time, knowing their histories, listening to the most amazing things, when the new generation mixed with the ancient Egyptian, how it was created from the schools that we have in the Grand Egyptian Museum, the labs that we have there, which is considered one of the greatest labs in all the Middle East and Africa. So yes, it's very strong. We are waiting, enjoying the journeys inside the Egyptian Museum. Actually, we have some of the concerts, festivals we are doing in the Grand Egyptian Museum, so that you have a chance to see before it's partly opening, so that you have a chance to visit the Grand Egyptian Museum and see the life of ancient Egypt from the beginning, how the king going through his life from just a newborn, how the people treat him as a king, how the people around him telling him how to be the king of Egypt, how he should be caring about his people, until the end destination for him when he was buried in the pyramid. So the grand staircase, it was showing you the life starting from the born of the king during the being a king of Egypt, and then going to the nether life through the sarcophagus, and even he's living in his life, showing the temples, what he's doing in his temples. Then it was ended with the pyramids, the scene of panorama of the pyramids at the morning, which is fantastic and fabulous actually. And also we are waiting after a few days, waiting for the new opening for the Giza pyramid or the Giza plateau in general, the new opening, how it be in a new shape very soon, how we are caring about our heritage site and keep going with the same idea of the modern technology, the people how they are loving it, how we can help the place to be protected through also many other thousands of years, caring also about using just electric cars to not harmful the pyramids or doing the kind of that. So caring about the children was for me actually is the most important, because how the people when they visit, they didn't like to hear the same stories as the adults hear about it. So special treatment for the children, special kind of information for their minds, how we deliver this information for their brain, how they are doing the kind of activities, because children love to going many places. So all of that actually in the project of the Grand Egyptian Museum. It's not a museum, it's a school for the people who want to learn about the ancient Egypt, a school for the archaeologists, the Egyptologists from all the world to see how the details of everything they're doing with the idea behind, and also for the people from the schools and people from the universities to visit the places and know how the world started with such amazing information everywhere. So yes, the Grand Egyptian Museum, we are on fire just to see the grand opening, and something will be very special in all the world.
Indeed. One final message to all tourists visiting Egypt during Eid al-Adha, and especially the tourist children.
Yes.
Because children might enjoy it more than their
yes,
parents.
exactly.
Yeah.
Enjoy your time. Never forget to share your happiness with your relatives, with your friends. Just think positively about everything, and it will be just a perfect thing.
Thank you very much, Rana Ihab, a researcher at the Faculty of Archaeology. Always a pleasure to have you with us. You always give us a vibrant atmosphere. Happy Eid.
Thank you for you.
And thank you for watching this very special episode here on Nile TV International, dedicated to Eid al-Adha al-Mubarak, the Greater Bayram, or the Feast of the Sacrifice. Happy Eid to all.